When you visit or move to Sarasota, there's going to be local phrases or places that locals will talk about that you may have never heard of because you don't live here, right? And so this video is about uncovering those words, those expressions, in order to help you understand Sarasota much better, and perhaps you're even wanting to visit some of these places I'm going to talk about. So let's get started. The Bay Sarasota. When you hear about the Van Wezel, it's Sarasota's largest performing arts hall. That's where artists from all over the world will come and perform. It's also, the Van Wezel is also in the Bay Sarasota, which is an area that's looking to be transformed, 53-acre area by the bay that's going to be transformed over the next 10 to 15 years. It's going to become the heartbeat of Sarasota. Just recently, they built a walkway that goes around the Sarasota Bay. They've also created a pedestrian bridge to make this park become much more user-friendly. Hart's Landing. I'm in front of Hart's Landing, which is Sarasota's oldest tackle and bait store. Come down here for 360-degree views of the Bay Sarasota, the Ringling Bridge, which is also fascinating to see at nighttime when the lights come up. There's beautiful views of downtown Sarasota. What you see behind me here is Golden Gate. Multi-million-dollar condos are right there. It's a peninsula. Right behind me is a playground for the kids, and then you got the Ringling Bridge, so you can see people walking over. So if you're looking for yet another place that you've not been to, that you wanted to go to for scenic views and also to get to know Sarasota, definitely come to Hart's Landing. Pinecraft. There's a neighborhood here in Sarasota called Pinecraft, where a lot of the Amish and the Mennonites live. The history is that in the 1920s they came here to try to grow crop, predominantly celery, which is one of their main crops. And they realized it wasn't so easy to grow, but they fell in love with the environment, the warm weather. And so a lot of them are now snowbirds, and they come from places such as Ohio and Pennsylvania, and they're here for, the winter months. Pinecraft is a small community which sits in the intersection of Bahia Vista and Beneva, and they have about 500 homes that are just stacked together, small homes, and that's where the community lives. Now you'll see a lot of the Amish in their traditional wear, and in order to get around you'll see a lot of them using tricycles, but I have seen them drive cars, and I've seen them on cell phones, which is a bit strange to me because what I've always read and heard is that they're not supposed to use modern technologies. The Yoder's name is very famous, very popular. There's a Yoder's Fresh Market, a Yoder's restaurant. Bayfront. I'm in the Bayfront Park, which is right by Sarasota, downtown Sarasota. It's one of my favorite places to come to for the views. It's very relaxing. There are a lot of benches around here, lots of grass. There's essentially two places you can go to that's close by for some drinks. You've got Marina Jack's and O'Leary's, which is right by the water. Really nice casual place to go to with friends at nighttime, listen to some music. Right now there's an exhibit that's going on in the park, and that's what you're seeing behind me here. It's called Embracing Our Differences. Children from all over the world are submitting their artwork in support of embracing our differences. I tend to see it every year. There's a lot of people actually in the park right now looking at all the exhibits, and especially in today's world, it is very profound to me and very moving. But there's so much more about the park that I love. You've got the views to the Ringling Bridge, to Bay Sarasota, to the marina area, the skyline of Sarasota. If you come here, try to come during the week. I'm here on a Sunday, and it was so hard to find parking today. It took me about 25 minutes. And I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that a lot of people are moving to Sarasota, and more snowbirds are coming down just to enjoy this beautiful weather. As you can see right now, it's about 80 degrees. It's just gorgeous. The Ringling. Sarasota started off as a circus town, and it was John and Maple Ringling that were really the founders of the Ringling Circus. And they lived in a place called the Katazan, which was their main home, right by a beautiful waterfront area, and it's now a museum. Beautiful views to the Bayfront Sarasota. Now, the Katazan is part of the Ringling, which also includes the Ringling Museum, the Bayfront Gardens, and the Museum of Art. Ringling College of Art and Design. When people talk about Ringling, you may actually want to ask them, are you talking about the Ringling Museum or the college? Because in Sarasota we have the Ringling College of Art and Design, which is Sarasota's pride and joy because it's one of the top art and design schools in the world, and that's really driven by the animation program, which for many publications has been named the #1 animation program for students to go to in the world. You'll see a lot of the movies done by Pixar or Sony, major animation movies, and a lot of the people who worked on it are Ringling College grads. I'm actually staying right in front of the library. I don't know if you can see, but the campus is very big, and it's just really interesting to drive around the campus, look at all the buildings, and see the kids in action. Very creative kids that come here from all over the world. Southside Village. I'm in Southside Village, which is really close to the Sarasota Memorial Hospital. And Southside Village is a small neighborhood. There's lots of homes around here that are going into the $1 million range. There's a main street called Hillsview, which is lined with restaurants and bars. There's also a great coffee store called Perks. So if you want to try a different venue outside of the downtown Sarasota area or St. Armands or closer to the beaches, give Southside Village a try. There's an awesome restaurant called Libby's. It's really popular. A lot of locals will go to. There's also Morton's Gourmet Market, which is great for fresh produce and just gourmet foods. So check out this area. UTC. People will refer to the UTC area as kind of the main shopping area in Sarasota, and it's inclusive of the UTC Mall. I'm actually staying right in front of it, but also all the stores along University Parkway. There's also the Nathan Benderson Park, which is adjacent to the UTC Mall, and that's really part of the UTC area. The Nathan Benderson Park is a world-class rowing facility, but in the park there's also a walkway, a bikeway. But think of the UTC area as your main shopping destination. SRQ. You may have heard people use the designation SRQ. Maybe you don't know what it means. So SRQ stands for the Sarasota Bradenton International Airport, and the designation used to be SSO. But it was changed in 1956 to SRQ because it was too close to SOS. But now over the years, people started using SRQ to also mean the Sarasota Bradenton region. So unless somebody's talking about an airport specifically and they're using SRQ in a conversation, they're most likely talking about the Sarasota Bradenton area. I wanted to thank Wade Tatangelo. I don't know if I said his name correctly, but he gave inspiration for this video. He's actually a writer for the Sarasota Herald-Tribune. He wrote a piece back in January about all the popular Sarasota things that locals know about, but not those that come and visit here. So thank you, Wade. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, subscribe for Florida-related insights, destinations, and real estate. And if you're looking for real estate in Sarasota County, I would love to team up with you. Call me, email me anytime. Thank you so much for watching today. I always appreciate it when you do. Take care.